YouTube, how are we doing this evening? Are we doing good? Good. Now tonight we're going to be watching a little bit more Outlander, and we're moving on to episode 2, Castle Leoch. Now if you haven't seen episode 1 yet and you're only just watching this, go and watch episode 1 first because it is in 2 parts. I'll give you 5 seconds to do that. Ready? And go. Done? Good. Now, without further ado, without any rambling, let's move on to watch some more Outlander, Episode 2, Castle Leoch.
We were in Scotland on our second honeymoon.
This is a pattern I've not seen before. The marriage line's divided, lifelines forked.
Well, we'll be watching this spectacle.
There's a place called Creighton Inn. There's a local group used to observe rituals there.
Oh, it was so exciting the last time. They're just recapping of everything, which is really good. I like that. Because most people would have forgotten what the hell's going on.
Thank you, Sasa. Truly.
As much as my rational mind rebelled against the idea, I knew in my heart I was no longer in the 20th century.
Ooh, loving it. I like the opening credits as well. It makes you feel very... It's all Celtic, and I love that. It just makes you feel like you're so integrated into the story as well. It fits throughout. I'd be really annoyed if the theme wasn't pretty much like this, more than anything. So yeah, they're just recapped of what happened in episode 1. We know what happened, but not many other people would. But yeah, I'm loving this. I think it's going to be a thing now that I'm going to be watching this religiously. I don't know the words to the song. Love it. To put it in layman's terms, Outlander is based on a book series in which it's set in 1945, based on a woman called, it's a character called Claire, and she gets sent back in time to medieval Scotland, and she's trying her hardest to get back home, and it's full of drama, it's full of romance, hopefully, and a lot of action as well, so I hope everyone enjoys it. I'm enjoying it so far, even though I've only just watched episode 1.
The last time I was here, Frank and I simply took the car.
And you did some bonking as well.
I knew I'd never find my way back, not unless I convinced these people to help me in some way.
Hugo, you're a back early, man. I'd have thought to see you before the gathering. Aye, well, had some luck. Some good, some bad.
I just can't, I'm still reeling over that Dwalin is in this.
Did I not tell you to tighten our girths?
Let me be, old rat. Been riding all night, I don't need you squalling in my ear.
You can never even look at our hooves. You can only expect any beast to carry around something that weighs as much as you, without taking care of the poor creature's feet.
Like a cow riding a mouse.
Oh my god! Oh, she was in Doctor Who. She played one of the Slitheen. She was I can't remember her name, but she was a Slitheen. if you've ever seen the new Doctor Who, it would be like in mid-2000s of the series, season 1 or season 2, I think. Have a look at it. You'll see her in it. This is brilliant.
What do we have here?
Claire Beecham, Mistress Fitzgibbons. Murder finder. Don't go sit on the spring or along this. So.
Well. Clear.
Come with me. You should find you something to eat. Something to wear that's a bit more... well...
appropriate.
More.
I was going to say appropriate.
I can feel for myself.
No, you're hurt. You were shot yesterday.
I'll be fine.
No, you won't.
He's so gorgeous.
But I wasn't able to clean it or dress it properly. I must tend to it before it gets infected. I mean, inflamed. You know, with fever and swelling.
Oh, I can find what you need. But you need to say you know what to do for that. You're charming there. A beaten.
Fitzgibbon seems like a woman that you don't want to mess with her, you don't argue with her.
You hurt the lady. You need tending. This way.
Well, first get her in some clothes, maybe get her have a bath, a bit of a wash, and then you can do it. But obviously tend to him as well, because I mean he's been shot. Oh, they're doing a bit of flashback in now. Or flash forwarding even. I don't know what it is called. At this point, because it's going backwards and forwards at that moment.
Also brought comfrey and cherry bath for the bean.
Perfect.
Call out if you need anything else.
If he does call out, he'll be in like pain. Imagine that, it'd be false alarms like going, no, sorry, it's okay, I was only just tending my wound, it's fine. Oh, we got a bit of shoulder action. Bit of side boob. I'm loving it. I'm such a perv when it comes to the... Aren't women all? Come on, all women are pervs. Ooh.
Redcoats. Flogged me twice in the space of a week.
Ooh.
I had done it twice the same day, I expect.
Oh, that's
They were afraid
nasty.
of killing me. There's no joy in flogging a dead man.
Shouldn't think anyone would do such a thing for joy.
Well, for Randall was not precisely joyous. He was at least very pleased with himself.
Fancy. I'll have to be boiled again.
This Randall bloke, Blackjack Randall, he's a right knob, honestly. I can say he's the kind of man who would literally keep flogging somebody until they're dead.
Well, the first time was escaping from William, and the second was theft. Or at least that's what the charge sheet read.
Why were you escaping in the first place?
You were holding me prisoner.
I gathered that. Why? On what charge?
Well, that, I think it was obstruction.
Obstruction? What's that? Doesn't sound like a serious crime.
Ah, well, I suppose it's whatever the English say it is. Ah, it was
I don't know what
near
that
to
is.
4 years ago now. We built a levy on all the landholders at the county. Sent out small parties of soldiers collecting food, horses, transport and such like.
Oh, here he
One
is.
day in October, Captain Randall came along to our place.
Captain Blackjack.
My father was away.
Absolute
Gone to a
knob.
funeral.
I liked 1940s Frank. Yeah, he was a bit of a boffin, but he loved it. You know where you are with him. With this Randall, he's an absolute knob. Oi, get off her! Ooh. That's it, love, leg it. Oh, bloody hell.
Sit yourself carefully.
Oh, that's not fair.
I surrendered you, sir. No. And let my sister be.
Oh, it's his sister.
That's interesting.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
She's bony. I'll take a closer look.
No, 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 don't do it. Hmm? You bastard. You toe rag.
You wanted to send a message. This is what you get when you fight back against the English.
Ugh. Oh my god. It's got a bleeding hurt.
You can't see more. Would you rather go into the house and offer me better entertainment?
Don't go with him. Even if he slits my throat right before your eyes.
Ooh. God, you could feel that. Jesus.
She went with him. She thought he'd kill me, and perhaps she was right. After that, then came what happened. Well, when I woke up, I was trussed up in the wagon with the chickens, drove down the road to Fort William.
So sorry. It must have been terrible for you.
Oh, aye. Chickens are very poor company.
Don't do that. Just strap that onto your side. But hold still.
Yeah, okay, woman.
Just strap him up like that. Yeah, that's when you have to deal with the sling, you have to like put the fabric around the shoulder, holding the wrist up or the elbow, and then just keep tying it around so it stays in place.
My husband.
See, I know my stuff.
What was Frank going through? His wife disappears without a trace, without a word, without explanation. Fears would prey on him. Perhaps I was abducted. Perhaps I was dead.
Claire?
Or perhaps worst of all, I had left him for another man.
Miss Randall?
You're not gonna find him. You're never gonna find her even.
Mistress. This is speaking Miss Phil.
I'm fine. I was just thinking about my husband.
Us. Is he not alive?
Well, technically, he hasn't been born yet, so no.
He's not alive.
He's not even born, love. Oh. You just want to go over to her and give her a hug. You do. But yeah, go on, Jamie. Give her a hug. I can see these two being a thing. I can see it happening. I've never read the book, so I don't know what happens.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You need not be scared of me. Nor anyone else here. As long as I'm with you.
You need someone like Jamie, wouldn't you? I mean, he fights.
Never forget that
Yeah,
you're English.
you know you'd be well protected with him, honestly. And he seems like a really nice chap, and he's good looking. That's bonus points on the front.
Thank you.
Cheers. You sleep a bit. You're worn out. Maybe someone will want to speak to you before too long.
I wonder if he is a true Scotsman.
I suppose you're right.
You've only got to wonder, ain't you? Because you know what they say about the Scots and what they have under their kilts. If they're a true Scotsman, they'd lift the kilts up, and they got nothing underneath. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that's what I've heard, like via films, via Wikipedia. Oh God, that's like my mum in the morning. Like, get up, get up. I'm having flashbacks now.
Have some hot broth for you, bit of mayo. Rose, you still?
Oh, have a nice... I prefer a nice cup of tea or a nice coffee. Warms you up. Just pinched it off her. Yeah, if that was me, I'd be going, no, I'm finishing this before I get dressed.
What kind of corset is that?
It's a bra.
It's a brassiere. It's from France.
Good explanation is. I mean, how would you explain that? Seriously. With me, I wouldn't know how to explain. I'll just be going, me corset got blown away in the wind. God, they go all out on the blooming nude front, don't they? But it's only brief, which is good. Otherwise it will be Game of Thrones. So if I wanted all full frontal nudity, I would watch Game of Thrones. Well, she looks a lot better than she did. Nice dress.
Now you're ready to be taken to himself.
Right, she's going to
If
see
I
the
was
big
going to
wig.
survive, I needed to acclimatise myself as quickly as possible. I knew where I was, but when. From the clothes and weapons alone, I knew it was most likely the 18th century. (1743). Scotland is definitely part of
Nearly
Great Britain.
5:45.
I see you've met some of my friends.
Forgive me for helping myself.
Oh, he's bow-legged. Poor man.
Some old comrades. Some new acquaintances, yet to make their secrets known. But all friends nonetheless.
Oh, he seems
Welcome,
nice.
mistress. My name is Columbine Campbell Mackenzie.
Colin
Live with
Mackenzie.
this castle. Please.
So laird's another word for saying lord, or master of the house.
1743, decades before the American Revolution. England and France are at war again. One of the Hanover kings is on the throne. But which one?
It was my understanding that my brother and his men found you in some apparent distress.
Apparent. I was attacked and nearly raped by one of the soldiers of King George II.
And other than this, this near rape...
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, what?
No.
Oh, nearly raped, love.
Please extend my gratitude to your brother for his kind escort.
You mean shoving you on an horse after healing one of his men?
I will, of course, need to arrange transport back to Inverness as soon as possible.
I'm sure something can be arranged. But I do myself wish to know how exactly a lady such as yourself came to be wandering about in the woods, dressed in nothing but her shift.
This unit, I took a course in withstanding interrogation as part of officer training.
Oh, it's flash forwarding again.
Stick to the truth as much as humanly possible. Only altering those details that have to be kept secret.
I'm a widowed lady from Oxfordshire. I was travelling with a manservant to distant relatives in France, and we were set upon by highwaymen. While I managed to escape the bandits, I was forced to abandon my horse and property. While wandering through the woods, I was suddenly attacked by Captain Jack Randall. I believe you know of him. It was during this unpleasant encounter that I was relieved of my clothes.
It's true that Captain Randall has a certain reputation. But he is an officer, a gentleman. And you
Yeah, well, his behaviour is not that of a gentleman. It's more of a bloody thug.
decided to rape a stray lady traveller he came upon in the woods for no good reason.
Is there ever a good reason for rape, Master Mackenzie?
That's a valid question. Is there any point in rape? Come on.
An unfortunate turn of phrase on my part.
Not at all. I believe we were discussing my transport back to Inverness.
A tinker by the name of Sean Petrie. He will be here Saturday next. He stops at Leoch on his way to Inverness once a month, and he often has room for one or two passengers.
Saturday next. Forgive me. I've lost track in all the confusion.
But not at all. 5 days from now.
Right, you got a week. Depending on what... Yeah,
Well,
you'd have a week. So I'm guessing that would be Monday?
I offer you the hospitality
Or Sun...
of our humble home.
Yeah, it would be Monday now,
Thank you.
I think. I don't know. I'm going to try and... As I said, I'll try and piece it together and it don't work.
5 days and I would be back on the road to Inverness and then back to the stones atop Craig Nadoon. And hopefully back home.
Yeah, she's going to try and get back to the stones. Those, you know, those funny stones in the last episode in which caused her to transport her into the past to begin with. That's where she's got to be.
Knowledge acquired from books, museums, paintings. It was like landing on an
Oh,
alien
typical.
world you'd only glimpse through a
It's going to rain.
Well, well, 2 against 1, eh? Yeah. 2. Where are you going?
What about you? One-on-one. Come on, here. She
Oh.
moves.
Oh, that's what you like. Oh, very good. Oh, very good. Oh,
See?
no, no.
I knew he was a softie.
Then you begin to wonder, maybe life on this alien world is not so different after all.
I guarantee everyone's going to stop doing what they're doing. Because not a lot of people like the English. I've noticed, have you noticed that? Not a lot of people like the English, like, according to history. Knew it. Everyone's stopping, eating and drinking as soon as she walks in. I knew it. But as I was saying, yeah, everyone always has a problem with the English. Like, France is at war with England. The Scots hate the English. Everybody seems to hate English people. It's like a recurring theme in this. I don't like it. Oh, he's offering her a seat. That's good. At least he's not chucking her on an horse. And not being carried over on the shop, over by somebody's shoulder. I feel a bit self-conscious, especially with everything just pushes everything up.
Hello, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, that looks... It does look nice, but it looks like piss, to be honest. Excuse me language, but it looks like cat piddle.
My wife, Letitia, Mrs. Claire Beecham, an English lady of Oxfordshire.
A pleasure to meet you. The pleasure's mine.
I trust Mrs. Fitzgibbons found you comfortable lodgings.
Very. She's a wonder.
The wonder is how she manages to bake bannocks such as these with the poor ovens we have in the kitchens.
Why have I got a feeling he doesn't believe her on that story?
I beg your pardon?
I was wondering why you call yourself Claire Beecham.
It's my name.
Aye, but if your family hailed from France, would it not be more properly Beauchamp?
Well,
Oh yeah.
the ties we have to France are old, but not close.
Some people, well, it's probably been said because
Decided to adopt the English
it's
style.
like the last name Beaumont. It was derived from like Beauchamp and all that. It's a Norman
The relatives I have
last
are from
name
the north.
because they came over with William the Conqueror.
I trust Miss McTavish is feeling better.
Mr. McTavish.
She means young Jamie.
Jimmy? Why, whatever is the matter with the lad?
Not a scratch, maybe.
Would have been shot. It's more than a bleeding scratch.
Pulled out with the horses.
The stable.
Best place for him under the circumstances. Anyone inside the walls.
But with his wound, being in amongst like the animal rubbish, and it's going to be infecting the
Agree
wound.
with Monitus.
I reckon he'll do Miller up there. Bring us a bottle of the Rhenish.
God, they drunk so much wine and beer, didn't they?
You won't find this in Oxford.
Maybe it's probably because the water wasn't that safe to drink, so they just ended up drinking wine and beer.
For Compiègne, then.
Compiègne, yes.
Slangebar.
I don't think he believes her.
It's a lovely city, wouldn't you agree?
In truth, I wouldn't know. Having
He's trying to catch her out. I can see it.
Visits.
Yes.
Will you be staying with family?
Distant family.
Never met them.
No. I look forward to it, though.
A joyous occasion, I imagine.
One can only hope.
So what's going to happen now?
Hello. My name is Claire.
Oh,
Go on then. Give her your name.
Hamish. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Hamish.
Aww.
I saw you playing earlier today in the courtyard with your father.
With my father.
Yes, surely you remember, Dougal. You were swinging him around.
I'm guessing that's, not his kid. Awkward.
Sorry, I appear to have made an error.
I'm the son and heir of Colin Mackenzie.
Indeed you are.
Oh my god, they're looking at her thinking, what are you really doing here, seriously?
The past 2 days has been catching up with me. If you'll excuse me, I think I shall retire early tonight.
Thank you tonight to you then. Mercedes beat you.
The Scots, they're not bleeding daft. They're not. They know something's not right with her and that she's not telling the whole truth. But, I mean, if that was me, that would be the story I'd come up with.
Frank would have laughed and said I fell for the oldest trick in the book. Ply the subject with food and drink, but all the while continuing the interrogation. I would have to be more careful if I were to survive the next 5 days.
I'd want to know where that castle is as well, because it looks absolutely gorgeous. Probably like Hungary or something, or some place where it's still got all its castles intact, more or less.
Miss breakfast. Still some porridge. Warm it for you?
No. I was thinking I should...
It looks like a dumpling.
Shoulder. Jamie. Where would I find the stables?
Up at the middle. To the east.
Oh, is she going to get him some food? I hope so. I love Jamie, he's so sweet. As I said before, you would want him fighting in your corner. And the rest. I don't know about you. Oh, what a gorgeous horse. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And the horse as well.
I'm so sorry about that.
Oh dear.
Aye. She's just a girl with spirits on. That's always a good thing. What can I do for you, Mr. Speecham?
That's what I can do for you. Some fresh bandages and some lunch.
Aw, she's got him some food.
I think he'd eat grass if there's nothing else.
I have. Doesn't it taste bad, but it's not very good.
You've actually eaten grass.
Eh? No, winter. Year before last. I was living rough, you know. In the woods, we had a group of lads raiding cattle. And we had poor luck to a week and more, and no food amongst us left.
One might ask why you were raiding cattle and living the life of a thief instead of tending to your own farm.
It's a price in my head. £10 sterling. Farmers all year in these parts.
£10 was a lot back then as well.
Seems excessive for a single escaped prisoner.
It'll probably be equivalent to
Not for escape.
uh,
For murder.
£100, £200 maybe.
But I didn't actually kill the man I wanted for.
I don't know. I'm not that. I don't know what the equivalent that would have been, like £10. I mean, but I know it was a lot of money back then.
I told you what happened to me at Fort William. I could hardly move for a day or two after I'd been flogged the second time, and then I had fever from the wounds. Once I could stand again, there was some friends made shift to get me out of camp by means I'm best not going to. And there was some ruckus as we left, and the redcoat was shot.
Not by you.
To tell you the truth, I was too weak to do more than hang onto the horse. 4 years ago now. More like an old dream, but there it is.
Take it your real name's not Mr. McTavish.
No.
I'm guessing he's like a bastard son or something.
A nom de guerre, as it were.
You like? That's valuable information there. Alright. I doubt there are reforms in the castle itself, but there might be some about the countryside be glad enough to earn a few pennies by letting the English know where I was. Did they know I was a wanted man?
Colin knows.
That I'm an outlaw. Colin knows. And Dougal.
Wouldn't have kept him on if they didn't know.
Now I know. Why did you tell me?
They asked.
Fair enough. You ask a question, you get an answer. But if it's a silly question, you get a silly answer.
Tell me it was none of my business.
I suppose I could have. Didn't think of that. Decided to trust you instead.
Now, Leishka Roughlash. You done stuff in your face when the horses run wild. And when will that colt be broken?
I'm not the sooner for starving myself about it.
He's entitled to a bleeding break. Leave him alone.
The best be returning to work.
God,
Thank
honestly.
you for the food.
Try not to get flogged or stabbed today. That'd be thanks enough.
No promises, Sassenach.
You see him again? He's got to be following her.
Me?
Like I said.
You are. Why? You could at least do me the courtesy of an answer. Did Colin tell you to follow me?
Nah.
Dougal then?
Again, for a woman, you do ask a fair amount of questions.
So I've been told.
I will have the answers for you. I am but Dougal's eyes, know his heed. Let me warn you, mistress, these eyes won't be turning their gaze from you until the heed orders me to.
Oh, God. So they're going to be keeping an eye on her, on everywhere she goes.
You'll not be finding him as charming as myself. He's in his cups more than out of them. A fornicator of women and a shagger of wee beasties when there's no women to be found. So I suggest you enjoy me while you can, because you'll be yearning for me when you feel the foul breath of that mad bastard on the back of your neck.
Lovely.
Lucky for you.
Lovely indeed.
Female creatures with the tang of the farmyard about them.
And I'll remember to bathe regularly.
Aye. You wouldn't have cared what to make of that.
Well, clearly you suspect me of something, or you wouldn't have people watching me. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to give me a notion of your suspicions, or is that too much to...
I suspect you may be an English spy.
I'll explain it.
You haven't told the truth about who and what you are. Of that, I'm sure. And until I am sure of you, I'll have you watch the ending. Now you get my mind.
Very well. But I think you'll find I'll be doing very little interest over the next 4 days. But I do hope your spies give you a full report.
4 days.
Yes. I leave with Mr. Petrie on Saturday. Forgive me, I would have thought your brother would have told you that. Perhaps you don't ken his mind.
Rendered him speechless.
For the next few days, I
Run,
determined to
rabbit,
maintain a
run,
simple
rabbit,
routine.
run.
Both to keep my mind occupied while I waited the Tinker's arrival, and to give Dougal's men nothing of the slightest interest to report.
So until Saturday, she's going to be watched day and night because they think she's an English spy, which is fair point. I mean, if you question a story that's been given to you by somebody you've never met before, then it's going to be different. Then it's going to be difficult to believe.
Felt the satisfaction of helping them thrive.
And the cheesy music's back. Who's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Imagine it was funny from over there. Thanks for the warning, there, but I do know those mushrooms are poisonous.
Who is it you're planning to do away with? Your husband, perhaps? Tell me if it works and I'll try it on mine.
Actually, no, while the caps of these mushrooms are poisonous, you can make a powder out of the dried fungi. It's very effective in stopping bleeding when applied topically. Fancy that?
My name is Galis Duncan.
I'm sorry, I should have introduced myself. My name is...
I know you are, Claire. The village has been humming with talk of you since you came to the castle.
What is it they're saying about me?
That you're likely a Sassanach spy.
Where have I seen her before?
Do you know, those will start bleeding. To get rid of a child you don't want. Bring them your flux.
It'll probably come to me later on of who this woman is, but I have seen her in something before.
As well as the child. The girls in the village come to me every now and again for such things. They say I'm a witch.
Are you?
Hardly. Although I am aware of how wood Bethany can transform toads into pigeons. You should come visit me sometime down in the village. A cabinet full of potions and medicinals I wager would tickle your fancy. But I hope I'll see you tonight at the hall.
The hall?
Oh, it's going to be one of them feasts. Or like a ceremony or something.
After a week's observation, I diagnosed Colin's condition as Toulouse-Lautrec syndrome. Named for its most famous sufferer, who did not yet exist, I reminded myself. It was a degenerative disease of bone and connective tissue.
Oh, he's got to be in pain with his legs like that.
38, and given the state of medicine in the 18th century, Colin Mackenzie was most certainly living on borrowed time.
Probably hasn't got long.
Masters William Talbot and Fingal Duncan, will you stand forth?
This Claude, I'm sure Geary cashed this. It's time and I'm Malaka throughout the Mr. Shaw.
They're neighbours. Having a dispute over a
Can.
Gumbi pura of yon machonafi. I guess you yon yall. Ya pura color event.
No idea what they just said.
He says, well, let me see, all right. I have the feeling something will be lost in translation.
I'll Ferguson, step forward and present yourself.
What's this over?
I take over some property.
Oh dear. What's this now?
Who's the fella? The doing you showing you completely lies of a cross, and I mean a spree of
Father accuses of loose behaviour.
Loose behaviour, I'm guessing, is being a little hure.
Her father wishes the Mackenzie to have her punished for disobedience.
Bit harsh. What we're gonna do? What? 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 Come on. Oh no. Oh my god, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna whip her? Oh, not. What does that mean? What's happening now? Where's this going?
Who's a whore? And you call it big uitgemeentje. Brisnie en Christine daar, hè? Agus, nach bevor schreeuw, Jeeskershow.
He's already putting the girl's punishment. He's still injured.
En jij dat roosje. Storige haar zo.
Ik zou nog ook zien, heb je al wat benoemd hebben?
They're arguing in there.
Je moet zo jullie mijn hokers mee. Agus, jullie mij creëren, vader is bij jullie een beetje beestje.
So he's going to take her place for punishment. It's quite noble.
Hoe die schimmers broer zo jullie. Ik heb een tolle dia shot die jullie zag in het show.
He allows it.
Oh, my goodness.
Goed. Smasje, Roberts, meisje, schoolshow. Ja, om door naar strak.
He chooses fists rather than the strap.
Oh, it was a strap that they were going to hit her with.
The beating. I'd been happy to oblige you. Very well. You may have done some real damage. Watch yourself, laddie. Your uncle is up to something.
Oh, so he's going to have the life punched out of him now. Well, he's already been whipped. He's been flogged even. What's another it going to do? It's going to be like child's play. Ooh. That hurt. I thought I was supposed to be punching, not kicking as well. That's not fair. That's dirty.
How was this gone for? Only until blood's drawn. Usually when the nose is broken.
They wanted to just break the nose and have done with it.
This is bonkers.
That's enough. Oh, that was dirty as well. Thought that was it. No, there's something there. There's some like resentment there. I can just sense it. Don't tell me he's going to hit him again. Oh. Oh my God, do something. Somebody do. Claire, just go out there, please. Oh my God. Probably really hurt himself again. Right, he's got to get bandaged up again.
Yeah. Why did you do that? Take that girl's punishment. Do you know her?